Once again, a very good morning to one and all present over here. I, Jaskirat Kaur, welcome you all to the first session of the second day of online faculty development program organized by Gulzar Group of Institutes, Ludhiana. To start with the morning session, I would like to introduce today's first renowned personality, Dr. Ankit Bansal. His topic for today's session is PEO, PO and CO mapping. Dr. Ankit Bansal is working as Professor and Dean Accreditation at Gulzar Group of Institutions, Ludhiana. Sir has done his Masters in Technology and PhD in the field of Computer Science and Engineering. His areas of interest are IoT and cloud computing. He has authored more than 20 papers in reputed national and international journals and conferences and has published 2 patents. I would request Sir to start with his presentation.
Thank you, Jaskirat ma'am, for this nice words for me. So as yesterday, Dr. Sandeep Grover has already beautifully explained all the concepts of OBE model. He very beautifully explained vision, mission, and PEO statements, how they created and how we can embed in our systems. So today I will first introduce that again OBE model, then I will brief about my PEO, CO, and PEO mappings. Today I will focus on mappings part and in the start, let's start my presentation once again. Is presentation visible to all of you?
Absolutely, yes, sir, visible.
It is visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Thank you. So, in the start of my session, we must have revised our glimpse of OBE, how OBE plays an important role in a teacher's life. So, let's have this video for a while. So, what you get in this video, from this video, can anybody explain? Okay, I will explain. In this video, a teacher is understanding teacher is finding difficulties in giving outputs or facilitating students from the previous model. But after this OB model, he or she feels empowered to believe in outcome-based education. Through outcome-based education, she is empowered, students are empowered, all the stakeholders are empowered. Now how? इसमें हमने बात की है 3 important topics की. One is KUP, one is LO, third one is TLA. These are the basic 3 components of a OBE model. KUP is a components of competence. Can anybody tell me the full form of this KUP? This was there in the video. Let us make it more interesting. Can you please post it in the chat box? What is KUP, what is LO, and what is TLA? Anybody? Yes. Yes, ma'am. KUP. Anybody?
So LO is a learning outcome.
Okay, very good. LO is learning outcomes. What is KUP? Okay, anybody else? It's all right. KUP is the components of competence. Components of competence, which means a student require knowledge, understanding, and proficiency. See, in this video, there are 2 components which are hidden for students and teachers. For students, they are KUP and LOs. LO is basically the outcome which a student must attain after doing that course or after doing that program. KUP is knowledge, understanding, and proficiencies, which makes a student skilled. See, why a student do the program? For skill enhancement, for knowledge, for understanding, for proficiency. So KUP is knowledge, understanding, and proficiency. LO is learning outcomes, and TLA is for teachers, teaching learning activities, which makes his teaching assessments beautiful. With using teaching learning initiatives and teaching learning activities, he or she can make his program or his course very beautiful. So these were the outcomes of this video. So one thing is more important, from that video, this LO part is very much important. See, why a student do the program? Why a student enrolled in the program? For learning outcomes only. So there are several learning outcomes which OB provides us, like program educational objectives, like program outcomes, like program specific outcomes, course outcomes. They all are learning outcomes. Some are low level learning outcomes and some are high level learning outcomes. Like when we are talking about course outcomes, they are low level learning outcomes. Low level learning outcomes which a student will be able to find it from the course. Then it comes to program outcomes. Program outcomes is given by body. We will explain it afterwards. Right. So one more thing I want to share here is that there is a lot of confusion between program and a course. Our understanding about program and a course. Some says that BTech is a program. Some says that computer science is a program. Some says that some subject is a course, or some says that subject is only a subject. It is beautifully defined by the NAAC only. When we are talking about a program, so NAAC identified that the program is a range of learning experiences offered to students in a formal manner over a period of 1 to 4 years, leading to certificates, diplomas, or degrees. For example, BA Economics is a program. BSc Physics is a program. BA is a broader term, but BA Economics, specific discipline. Similarly, BTech Computer Science is a program. Although BTech is a program in a broader term, but according to NAAC or according to our understanding, yeah, it should be in outcome-based education model. A program is BTech Computer Science Engineering, BTech Mechanical Engineering. They are the basically programs. So similarly, when we are talking about outcomes, so program outcomes are what knowledge, skills, and attributes a graduate should have at the time of graduation. While no agency has formally defined the POs for general higher education, like we are talking about POs of engineering, we are talking about POs of diploma, we are talking about POs of management, whether there are POs of other programs, BA, BCom, BA Economics, are these exist? Anybody, do you have any idea? What are the POs of BA? So let's take an example. These are the program outcomes for engineering given by NBA. These are specific. These are given by Washington Accord also. Graduate attributes, right? These are program outcomes given by NBA, again for diploma engineering programs. These are 7 POs. Similarly, for MBA, there are again 5 program outcomes, sorry. So if you want to have a detailed view is also there. So these are the program outcomes given by MBA for a MBA program. But what about the other courses? What about the higher education courses, higher education 3-year programs? So there are specific POs which are defined by the NAC only, which are suggested. University is supposed to provide POs as per the suggestions given by NAC. So they should have 7 POs which consist of critical thinking, effective communication, social interaction, effective citizenship, ethics, environment and sustainability, self-directed and lifelong learning. So you cannot say that the POs are for only engineering, diploma and management. It should be for these all courses also, right? So again, we will go for POs. So POs are the broad statements that describe the career and professional accomplishments in 5 years after graduation that the program is preparing graduate to achieve. See, POs again, POs is what? POs is supposed to be given by the management of the university in consultation with all the stakeholders. This is again very important, where the program outcomes are given by NBA, but PO are supposed to be given by the management only. If it is given by the management, it doesn't mean the management will define the PEOs. These are the only stakeholders which define these program educational objectives in consultation with all the stakeholders. Now, what are the various stakeholders? Can anybody tell me what are the various stakeholders of education?
Stakeholders of education would definitely be students, faculty, the education institutions, the add-on, the structures that we have. So I think
good, Dr. Vishali, but what about the students?
yeah, I mean,
What about
number one.
Yes, Tanvir sir?
So that are directly or indirectly interact with the system or organization, we can say the stakeholder.
Exactly. All the people who are directly or indirectly associated with that particular program or with that particular education part, they are all stakeholders. So program education objectives is to be formed with the consent of all the stakeholders. So management is supposed to provide, like similarly vision and mission, they are supposed to provide. Like for example, if we took at the glimpse of PEOs of computer science engineering, so it can be like this. These are our PEOs: to impart exhaustive knowledge of computer science and engineering, applied sciences and humanities, as well as management abilities, to enable students to understand, analyze and solve real-life problems in computer science, engineering through hands-on practice in laboratories. Third one, to promote collaborative learning and application development through multidisciplinary projects and professional ethics. Fourth one, to expose students to industrial environment through meaningful internships. Again, to inculcate communication skills, means what we expect from our stakeholder or what we expect from our student or what my student after doing this course will be. This should be comes under PEOs, and that is to be defined by the management only, right? Because why it is not given by any accreditation body? Because accreditation body understands that these PEOs are aligned with the vision and mission statements also. So vision and mission statements again are for the university or the college. So the college will have to provide this PEOs. That's why these are not provided with the from the accreditation bodies. So again, now we are talking about program specific outcomes. See, program outcomes I mentioned. Program specific outcomes, these are specific to discipline. See, the program outcomes were generic. They are not defined for particular discipline. For particular discipline, that institution has to provide that program-specific outcomes. They can be 2 to 4 program-specific outcomes as per NAC guidelines. NAC has already defined it that you have to make 2 to 4 PSOs, not 1, not 5. It can be only 2 to 4. Similarly, what about the course? So course is again defined by the NAC. It is not defined by me. It is defined by NAC only. A course is a unit of 2 to 6 credits in a formal program. A 3 credit course will have 3 classroom sessions of 1 hour duration each week for entire semester. And what is this 1 stands for? 301. Let the course is Kerala Economy. BA Economics is a program where the course is Kerala Economy and it has credit 301. These are theory, tutorial and practicals. So this 0 means there is no tutorial hour for defined for this particular subject. Now this 1, what does this mean? 1. This 1 means a set of 2 lectures, for a practical. Practical for 2 hours is considered as 1 credit only. It is defined by NAC only. Is this clear? But in broader terms, if we are talking about course, so courses are the building blocks of a program. Teaching strategies, learning activities, assessments and resources should all be designed or organized to help students achieve the learning outcomes at the course level. So NAC has already defined the course must be organized in such a way that a student must having some outcomes, course outcomes. For that, they define course outcomes specifically. Okay? So again, these are the sample course outcomes for the mathematics subject. Now, this is very important. If you look at these 5 course outcomes of mathematics, you will find some specific keywords. Like in the first course outcome, learn the fallouts of Rawls theorem, that is fundamental to application of analysis to engineering problem. Isme to learn, student will be able to learn. Matlab, why we are studying mathematics? Somehow students ke dimag mein ye baat aati hai ki why I'm learning this subject. So after completion of this subject, student will be able to learn the fallouts. Student will be able to apply differential and integral calculus to evaluate. So apply and evaluate are again the keywords in the course outcomes statements. Analyze, understand, apply the essential tool of matrices. These are the course outcomes of the mathematics part. Similarly, we can define the course outcomes of these part also. See, earlier, before 2018 or 2017, if you experience that universities had not provided any course outcomes for subjects specifically for practicals, to hote hi nahi the kabhi. Even today also, some universities are not providing course outcomes for the training programs, for project programs. But according to NAC, for every subject you are teaching or every subject you are studying, course outcomes or learning outcomes must be defined. Either it is defined by the university or it is defined by the course coordinator in consultation with the module coordinator and the program assessment and quality improvement committee. That can be defined. If you feel that your course outcome which a university given to you are not appropriate with your subjects, then you can modify it within consultation of PAQI. But in the required manner, like you have to inform it to your HOD or to your program assessment committee that I have changed these statements. But you should justify it. Right? This is very important. Similarly, please see sample COs of the course, industrial training. See again, जब हम CO बनाते हैं, when we make COs, it must be aligned with my program outcomes also. Program outcomes are the what? They are the statements given by NBA. Actually, NBA ने हमें graduate attributes दिए हैं, जिसके through हम course outcomes को align करते हैं. We align course outcomes. So it should be there. Like in training, suppose my university had not given me the course outcomes of the industrial training, I make it myself. A student will be able to acquire knowledge after industrial training. It will be able to analyze, design and develop solutions. It will be able to apply engineering and mathematical concepts. It will be able to develop technical and interpersonal communication, project and finance management skills. It will be able to learn moral values. It will be able to excel in real work environment. Means lifelong learning. Industrial training and projects are those subjects which belongs to lifelong learning of a student life. See, industrial training and project is what? It is the implementation of the theory you learn. Isn't it? Is it clear? So similarly, for labs also, course outcomes should be there. If we understand the importance of course outcomes and program outcomes, then we will be able to map. This is my today's topic only. Otherwise, we cannot map. So this is very important. Similarly, here please, sample COs. See this course. This course is animal diversity, non-show data. Now see, there are 10 COs. Have you ever read 10 COs? Have you ever seen 10 COs of a particular subject? Anybody?
No, sir, not the
No.
COs.
Okay. So how? So can we define 10 COs? Is there any criteria? Okay. NAC has beautifully said that there is a criteria. One second. There is a slide. This one. Course outcomes can be 6 plus minus 2 for the course which has 2 to 4 credits. This is defined by NAC. Like if you are teaching course of 2 credits or 3 credits or 4 credits, your course outcomes can be 4 to 8. While if you are teaching course or learning course of 5 to 6 credits, see, इससे previous slide में हमने पढ़ा था जो course होता है that can be of 2 to 6 credits. Not can be 7 credits, 2 to 6 credits. So हम जो course पढ़ाते हैं, they will be of 2 to 4 credits. So for our courses, which are 2 to 4 credits, the course outcomes statement should be 4 to 8. While in case of the courses which has 5 to 6 credits, the course outcomes can be 6 to 10. Is it clear? So the subject like this, it is 5 credit course. That's why here 10 course outcomes are there. Now it is clear to all of you how 10 course outcomes can be attained, or how 10 course outcomes we can generate.
Ankit, how is this credit defined?
This is credit defined by the NAC only. Like if you see our syllabus, your syllabus also, there are credits mentioned in your syllabus. Like it is a 3 credit course or 4 credit course. Credits are this one, 301. Like if you are teaching to this course, Kerala Economy, your credits are 301. It means you are supposed to teach 3 theory lectures in a week, 0 tutorials, and 1 set of practicals to each student. Isn't it?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So these are credit. This is a 4 credit course, or it is a 3 credit for theory and 1 credit for practical. Right.
All right.
So this is there. So we can define it कि मतलब how many COs we can somewhat कि हम कभी-कभी क्या find out करते हैं कि हमारे course outcomes appropriate नहीं है. Then you can make your course outcomes also, but in consultation with your program assessment committee. Like if you're finding it, your course outcomes are less. Suppose there are only 3 course outcomes mentioned in your syllabus. Then you can make your own course outcomes also. You can define your course outcomes also, but it is less than 8 if it is a 3 to 4 credit course. But suppose it is a more credit course, then you can make up to 10 course outcomes. Is this clear?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, this course outcome, also used for theory as well as practical. Either course outcome different for both.
No. Course outcomes can be of theory different, and course outcomes of practical should be different. See, the objectives are different. After practical, a student will be able to solve various problems. That we will find in program COPO mapping. We will find that some POs are specifically mapped with COs of theory subjects, and some program outcomes should not be mapped with the theory subjects. But in practical subject, they will attain different POs. Like lifelong learning.
Okay.
Lifelong learning, the 12th PO of engineering, that can be attained in projects or industrial training fully. I'm not saying it that from any theory subject it will not be attained. It will be attained, but it will be partially. That correlation I will show you in later slides. Okay?
Okay.
Shall we proceed?
Okay.
Till
Yes,
now,
sir.
any confusion? So, this is again very important. What is our understanding about mappings? See, we feel that if we are teachers, then content is given by PTU or university, our affiliating university, and we are supposed to create their COs. That I am also asking you to create your own COs if university had not defined.
sir.
ठीक है? Yes.
Sir, regarding the statement you have just given, sir, I am having query related to that
Okay.
that very statement. Sir, in case I'm teaching a subject and there are a less number of COs or they are not the optimum COs that is supposed to be there, that is plus minus 6.
Hmm.
So what is the criteria of developing the CO? So that's the problem that we all are facing in department, and please kindly guide us that how
See.
we can develop COs.
Very good question, Ashish ji. Sir, मतलब कि how we can create the COs, that will covered in Bloom's taxonomy part, right? See, in earlier slides, देखिए. If we see if you please look on this sample COs of mathematics 1, here you will find some special keywords. What student will be able to after learning that course, that will be course outcome. It should be clearly mentionable what he will be able to. If in your case, like you are from, I don't think you are from engineering background, you are from management background.
Commerce and management.
So
sir.
in management background, I don't know what your student will be able to. If your student will be able to communicate it, or your student will be able to display it, or if your student is able to represent himself. So represent is again a keyword. Okay? Or elaborate, describe.
So I think those keywords we need to get from the syllabus that is provided by university itself.
It might be there in the syllabus, or you can follow the Bloom's taxonomy. In Bloom's taxonomy, there are several keywords which is defined by Bloom's, Sir Benjamin Bloom's. They already defined it. What kind of keywords you can use. For low order thinking skills, there are separate keywords. For medium order skills, there are different keywords. And for the high order skills, there are different keywords. So that keywords you will find. It is proper database of all the keywords which you can use in your course outcome statement.
All right, sir. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, again, what is our understanding towards this? Teachers' understanding की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि teachers' understanding towards these mappings is कि university is supposed to give us content. ठीक है? We need to create the COs, or we need to follow the COs given by the university. Then we do mapping of CO and NPO. Then we do mapping of PEO and PEO. Then we do mapping of PEO and mission. But it is not like that. See, generally it is our understanding. But outcome-based education model says that vision and mission and PEO, it is defined by the university. It must be defined by the university with consent to all the stakeholders. See, you will be involved in all the studies, but it must be defined by the university itself. PEO is given by NBA or your university. If you are teaching to higher education 3-year course, then other than engineering course, then it is defined by your university with suggestive measures given by NAAC, or it is given by NBA. Now PEO is given by NBA, PEO is given by university. Now PEO helps university to design its curriculum. This is very important. How PEOs are important? PEOs are very much important. If your PEOs is clear, if university has cleared vision to attain the PEOs, then your course curriculum will be drastically improved. That is again, because in PEOs, all the attributes which is required by a graduate are clearly mentioned. So PEO helps us to find out course curriculum. If course curriculum is well designed, then definitely university will provide you course outcomes. You will not have any trouble in finding course outcomes. Similarly, PEO also ensures a good course delivery. This is again very important for your teaching learning activities. See, if your vision is clear, if you want to make your student lifelong learner, then you will treat him in that way. See, we are in outcome-based education. Earlier, when we were in output-based education model, what we do is we just student enrolled and get passed, student enrolled and get passed. हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. We don't bother about it कि how many students are coming and how many students are passing. But today, in current scenario of outcome-based education model, there is a vast change. I remember all my alumni. See, आप लोग अगर MBA NAAC का काम कर ही रहे हो, then you are supposed to make relations with your alumni also, because of you can attain the outcome. Like आपको कैसे पता चलेगा? Suppose your campus placement is 70% right now, right? It might be possible कि after a period of 2 years, your all alumnus get placed. So placement will again increases. After that will be the outcome. Suppose आपको कोई student आगे जाके उग्रवादी बन जाता है, that will again be your outcome. And if it be a Abul Kalam, then again it will be outcome. It happens. बहुत ज्यादा होता है ऐसा. कभी हमारा कोई पर्सन कहीं डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर लग जाए, then it is again our achievement, it is again our outcome. So in outcome based education model, if our vision is clear to define all the things, then the things will be different. So PO assessment is last part. ठीक है, in broader terms it is all given by the various stakeholders, then it will club and we will find the assessment. Assessment is just one tool. Assessment consists of two tools, direct assessment and indirect assessment. You can take direct assessment also. ठीक है, suppose a student is getting 90% marks in all the semesters, it doesn't mean it is best student. It might be possible there is an average student who is having 60% marks throughout the degree, but he is doing very good in the society. It might be possible. So because indirect assessment is there, the fundas are more clear. अगर हम जितने भी इन्वेंटर्स देखें तो वो बहुत ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं है. ठीक है, डजंट मीन कि वो आउटकम नहीं है. उन्होंने जो ग्रास्प करना था वो ग्रास्प कर लिया, उसे अप्लाई कर पा रहे हैं. ठीक है, हमारे पास जो स्टूडेंट है वो अगेन रिमेंबरिंग एंड लर्निंग वाले हैं सारे. तो हमें क्या करना है, अप्लाई एंड क्रिएट वाले प्रोड्यूस करने हैं, एनालाइज वाले प्रोड्यूस करने हैं. सो इफ दिस विजन इज क्लियर, देन वी विल एबल टू फाइंड आउट. नाउ अगेन व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मैपिंग्स, जब मैपिंग्स की बात करते हैं तो इट इज नॉट एज इजी एज वी अंडरस्टैंड. कि लाइक मैंने मैपिंग की, आपको एक मैट्रिक्स दे दी, आई एम गिविंग यू टेबल एंड यू सपोज टू फिल 1 2 3 और LMO. तो इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. They are not that much easy, right? So for that, to connect high level learning outcomes, मतलब to connect high level learning outcomes means POs with your course content means your learning outcomes, that is COs, low level course outcomes. With that there is a necessity to bring further clarity and specificity to the program outcomes. That is very important. कि हम कैसे करें, how we do mappings with these COs and POs. Now this can be achieved through the following two-step process of identifying competencies and performance indicator. See, before 2020, it was not there. But AICT gave us examination reform policy in April 2020 that we need to use competencies and performance indicators in our program outcomes. Means AICT has distributed their program outcome statements into several competencies, and each competencies is further being distributed into performance indicators through which we will be able to map our COs with more clarity, more scalable. I'm talking about, let us suppose my course outcome is mapped with PO1, PO2, PO3, but what is the measure? It is low correlated, it is high correlated, or it is moderately correlated. How will you find it? So for that, AICT has given you exam reforms policy, AICT exam reforms policy. In this policy, it is specifically mentioned that the program outcomes are to be distributed among competencies and performance indicators. Now, what are those competencies? They gives us this model. AICT gives us this model that program outcomes will be distributed to competencies, and this competencies should have to be distributed with the performance indicators, and then performance indicators will be mapped with the assessment part and similarly with the CO part, course outcome part. This is beautifully given by the AICT exam reforms policy. You can find it on the net also, AICT exam reforms policy 2020, you will find the document. Okay, so again, we are talking about competencies. So competencies are different abilities implied by the program outcome statement that would generally require different assessment measures. See, कई बार क्या होता है, program outcome statements are so much complex that you will not able to map it properly. ठीक है, आपको समझ ही नहीं आता कि मैं 3 दूं, 2 दूं, 1 दूं, या लो दूं, मीडियम दूं, हाई दूं. ठीक है, हमें समझ नहीं आता, राइट? तो उसके लिए उसने स्पेसिफिकली कॉम्पिटेंसीज को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया कि दैट विल जनरली रिक्वायर डिफरेंट असेसमेंट मेजर्स. एंड व्हाट आर दोज different assessment measures help? This helps us to create a shared understanding of the competencies we want students to achieve. They serve as an intermediate step to the creation of measurable indicators. For example, let us suppose we have taken program outcome 3. Program outcome 3 is given by NBA in case of engineering. This is for engineering only. Ashish ji, please pardon me. I'm taking example of engineering only. And because I'm from engineering background, that's why. You can take your examples also. So PO3 is design development of solutions for complex engineering problems and design system components or processes that meet the specified needs with appropriate consideration for public health and safety, and cultural, societal, and environmental consideration. This is the statement given by NBA to us, program outcome 3. Now AICTE has redistributed this statement because this is a complex statement. To make it simple, they distributed into these competencies. It demonstrated an ability to define a complex open-ended problem in engineering terms, demonstrated an ability to generate a diverse set of alternative design solutions, ability to demonstrate and select the optimal design scheme for further development, demonstrate an ability to advance an engineering design to the defined state. Means things will be more simple. Okay? After finding this, you will be find more empowered कि now ठीक है अब ये 4 स्टेटमेंट है ना मैं इसमें से किसी ना किसी से मैप कर ही लूंगा. Now again AICTE ने कहा कि सर these are again very complex. ठीक है? It might be possible कि my one course learning outcome cannot map with first competency fully. It might be possible कि my course learning outcome or my course outcome can map it partially. So again for it, they again redistributed into performance indicators. So for each of the competencies identified, define performance indicators that are explicit statements of expectations of the student learning. कि आप स्टूडेंट लर्निंग के हिसाब से परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर्स डिफाइन करो जो उन कॉम्पिटेंसीज को मैच करे. दैट इज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? सो ये देखिए मैं फॉर द कॉम्पिटेंसी 2 अगेन इट इज फॉर प्रोग्राम आउटकम 3. प्रोग्राम आउटकम 3 की सेकंड कॉम्पिटेंसीज के लिए वी डिफाइंड 3 परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर्स. अप्लाई फॉर्मल आइडिया जनरेशन टूल्स टू डेवलप मल्टीपल इंजीनियरिंग डिजाइन सॉल्यूशंस, build models, prototypes, algorithms to develop a diverse set of design solutions, identify the functional and non-functional criteria for evaluation of alternate design solutions. Means now things are more simple to us. Like now I can map my course outcome with this performance indicator. Okay? Like it might be possible that my course outcome can map with only first performance indicator. That is okay. For competency second competency, my course outcome is mapped with the one performance indicator only. But it might be possible that my course outcome will also be mapped with the competency 1 of 1 and third performance indicator of competency 1. It might be possible that my course outcome can map with competency 3 and it's mapped with 2 performance indicator from that section. It means things are measurable. Like for suppose first we see this, now our course outcome should be mapped with the performance indicator, then again indirectly it is mapped with competencies, then again it is mapped with program outcome mapping, so that we will find the descriptor value that is 0, 1, 2, 3 or LMH or dash. Is it clear? I will show you example. Now these are the competencies suggested by AICTE for mechanical engineering. See, AICTE has suggested for mechanical engineering and computer science and suggested that all other stakeholders or all other disciplines can make their own competencies and performance indicators by their own, so that they will find it easy in mapping their course outcomes. Right. So this is the program outcome 1 of mechanical engineering. It is the main statement was given by MBA. Apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals, and an engineering specialization for the solution of complex engineering problem. This was given by NBA only. Now AICTE has distributed into these 4 competencies. Demonstrate competence in mathematical modeling, demonstrate competence in basic sciences, demonstrate competence in engineering fundamentals, demonstrate competence in specialized engineering knowledge to the program. Now again indicators are distributed from this one. For this first competency, we have 2 indicators. For this competency, we have 1 indicator. This competency 1.3 has 1 indicator and 1.4 has 1 indicator. Now we have total 5 indicators. Isn't it? If our course outcome is mapped with 4 of them or 5 of them, it means it is highly correlated. Isn't it yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Yes, sir.
So, similarly, if it is mapped with only one indicator, then it is low correlated.
Yes, sir.
And if it is not mapped with, it means there is no correlation between it. Right? So from here we will be able to find out. Similarly, in the PO2 has, देखिए, we have 4 competencies. 2.1 has 3 performance indicator, 2.2 has 4, 2.3 has 2, 2.4 has 4. So there are various performance indicator. In this section, in this program outcome 2, we have 3, 4, 7, 3, 7, 9, 13 performance indicators. Now, if our CO is mapped with 10 of it or 11 of it, we can say it is highly mapped, highly correlated. So from this way, we can find out our metrics. Any question regarding it?
No, sir.
Similarly, the third one, see, these are the performance indicator and competencies which are supposed to be distributed by these program outcome statements. So if any higher education program which makes their own POs, they have to redefine it as their competencies and indicators so that COs can be mapped accordingly. Is it clear? Similarly, PO4, PO5, PO6, right? Up. PO6. PO6 is engineer and the society. Apply reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to assess social health, safety, legal and cultural issues that are consequent responsibilities relevant to the professional engineering practice. Please see this. Are your subject will be mapped with this? Do you feel your subject can be mapped with this?
I think all the subjects could be.
It can be, but it is not highly mapped. See, regulations are there, interpret legislations are there, codes are there, standards are there, engineering rules. It is moderate.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Amitoj ma'am.
ठीक है सर. फिर मैं ट्रांसफर करने को जाऊँ.
See,
So please continue.
please see this program outcome. This program outcome has 2 competencies and 3 performance indicators. Now here we are talking about ethics, right? So there may be some subjects of us which has some ethics, like project. When we are talking about the project will be directly mapped to ethics. If our student are doing projects, then it is our moral responsibility to showcase these performance indicators to them. You have to be ethical in making projects. You have to ethical in making jobs. You have to be ethical doing while trainings. So this is to be taken care of. If we know this, students know this, then they will definitely embed these skills into it to find good practices. Isn't so? So
Yes.
in the similar way, we have PO9. Up in PO9, देखिए, PO9 is what? PO9 is teamwork की बात कर रहे हैं हम. Function effectively as an individual and as a member of leader in diverse team with multidisciplinary settings. It is basically mapped in the case of practicals. In theory subjects, it's only individual work, means it is partially mapped. But in the case of practical, it should be highly mapped. So PO9 should be highly mapped in the case of projects, in case of practicals, and in case of trainings, where students work in groups. That is important. Here, students will be able to demonstrate effective communication, problem solving, conflict resolution, and leadership skills. They should treat other team members respectfully. They should listen to other members. They should maintain composure in difficult situations. So it clearly indicates that this 9.2 competencies should be highly mapped with our project or industrial training or practical. Our students doing practical in groups. So for group activities, this POs should be highly mapped. Present results as a team with smooth integration of contributions from all individual efforts. It means all the practicals, all the project will be having this high correlation with this PO9, right? Similarly, PO10 is communication, right? So in communication, we are talking about listening, speaking, and presentation. We are speaking about technical literature and document work. It is not only seminars which is to be mapped. Even in project report also, students show their project reports. Students should be able to have their technical literature with correctness. Student will be able to demonstrate the ability to integrate different modes of communication. Like in our diverse backgrounds, like we have students from various states, it is very much important that students should work in a team, or students should represent themselves with good effective communication. So this PO10 is mapped with all the subjects which guide the students to demonstrate, amongst others, right? So here we can find out. Now again, project management and finance. Project management and finance, it is not only related with projects. See, though PO11 specifically mentioned project management and finance, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the engineering management principles and apply these to one's work as a member and leader in a team to manage projects and in multidisciplinary environment. It is not only related to the projects, though it is highly correlated with the projects, but in other practical works also, even in some subjects also, it can be there. It may be partially correlated. So that is very important, right? So it is lifelong learning. Again, lifelong learning can be mapped with several subjects and several practicals. It is there. Generally होता क्या है, जैसे बच्चा मैथ्स पढ़ रहा है, वो कहता है मैं मैथ्स पढ़ ही क्यों रहा हूँ, क्योंकि उसे नहीं पता कि मेरी मैथ्स किस किस पीओ को अटेन करने में हेल्प कर रही है, मुझे किस किस पीओ से मैप्ड है. If we know this कि my COs are mapped with which POs, then we will be able to demonstrate कि बच्चे your subject is associated with these POs. After the completion of this course, you are expected to exhibit these qualities. Is this clear? So it is very, very much important in OB model. Now we are talking about descriptors. See, I'm talking about high, low, medium and 3, 2, 1. What is it? They are descriptors. And why we take 3, 2, 1? Why not high, low, medium? Or why to take high, low, medium? They are basically rubrics. They are nothing else. They are descriptors defined by yourself only. It is you to define how it is moderately correlated, highly correlated or low correlated. So it is basically correlation between COs and POs or PO and POs. This is to be used in POs mapping also, right? So this is the example. I had taught this subject IoT and this is my CO mapping, CO-PO mapping example. Do you feel it is difficult?
Ankit sir, before you explaining to us, it was very difficult, but now at least personally I'm able to understand it. So thank you so much.
Okay, okay. Others, please. Do you find it difficult?
Sir, not difficult. I believe work has to be done and things are easy, sir.
Yes. Now I'm seeing its description. How I find this 2, 1, 3, how to find it, right? See here. These were my COs, 1 second. My COs are not there. Suppose my CO1, ये देखिए, वो ये ना थोड़ा सा alignment हिल गई है इसकी. ये देखिए. Now this PO1, PO2, these are the performance indicators. जो लिखा है, these are the performance indicators. These are mix of performance indicator with the commas. ये देखिए. These are the performance indicators. ठीक है? If this CO1 is aligned with PO2 with these performance indicator, that's why I have taken it to moderate. ठीक है? But in case of PO4, देखिए मैंने highly correlated दिखाया है. PO4 में all the performance indicators are there which are mapped with my CO1. That's why CO1 is having highly correlated with PO4. Is it clear to you? Let me show you my course outcomes of IoT. This is my syllabus. Now these are the course outcomes given by the university. After the completion of this course, a student will be able to understand the Internet of Things and its hardware and software components. CO2, interface IO devices, sensors and communication modules. CO3, remotely monitor data and control devices. Fourth one, develop real life IoT based projects. So देखिए, my CO4 is real life IoT based projects, means project is there in this subject. So again, let me show you my matrix. For CO4, it is CO4. It is CO4. देखिए, CO4 is mapped with all the POs and PSOs. Please see this. And it is highly correlated, and project should be like this. Project will be highly correlated with all the POs. Because project is having everything. It is having ethics, it is having standards, it is having teamwork, it is having knowledge, it is having each and everything. It is having analysis, it is having demonstrative communication. So it should be highly mapped with all the things.
Sir, it is the purely discretion of the teacher that which marks has to be awarded 0, 1, 2, or 3.
Yes, it is discretion of the teacher. That's why AICTE has given performance indicators. You have to justify it. See, I am able to justify it. See, my PO2 is mapped with so many performance indicators here. These are the performance indicators linked with that table only, which I show you. Is it clear? See, please look at my presentation. PO2 की बात करते हैं हम. This is PO2. In PO2 we were having 13 performance indicators, right? And in my case there are not 13 performance indicators which are to be mapped. They are roughly around 8 to 9. That's why I have taken it as 2. Please see this. If it is mapped with 13 all performance indicators, then it should be 3. Like here PO4. In PO4 देखिए. PO4 में all the performance indicators are mapped with CO1. That's why I have taken it 3. This is my justification. Though it is purely your discretion to understand the performance indicator and your COs. Yeah, that's true. But still, you need to justify it. You need to show the consistency. That's why we are making this matrix as consistency. See, this table is not asked by any of the team member from the NAC or NBA. But they can ask you, please justify it, how you had given 3 or how you had given 2 or how you had given 0. See, my PO7, CO1 with PO7, it is 0. Because none of my course outcome is mapped with PO7. None of my performance indicator is mapped with my course outcome 1. That's why it is 0. If अगर एक से भी सिर्फ ये मैप करता, then I will be able to showcase 1. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
And once again, suppose मेरे कोई भी कोर्स आउटकम इसमें से किसी पीओ को मैप नहीं करता और मेरी पीओ अटेनमेंट कम रह जाती है. दिस इज द एवरेज. 0.8 is the average of this PO mapping with all my learning outcomes, all my course outcomes. Suppose ये कम रह जाती है और मैं बाद में इसे बढ़ाना चाहता हूँ. मेरे मॉड्यूल कोऑर्डिनेटर ने देखा या मेरे एचओडी ने देखा कि हमारी जो प्रोग्राम अटेनमेंट रिपोर्ट है उसमें PO7 कम आ रही है. PO7 की वैल्यू जो आइडियली इट शुड बी वेरी फ्रॉम 2 to 3. 2 के आसपास होनी चाहिए, 2.1, 2.2. But still अगर ये कम आ रही है, then we need to embed CBS, content beyond syllabus, to achieve that according to that PO. That's why university is introducing various subjects like Constitution of India is a mandatory subject right now. Similarly, various human values and professional ethics subjects which are to be taken care of so that ethics can be generated in students. Isn't it?
Yes.
Right? We are talking about motivation. We are talking about each and everything because it is mandatory. It is necessary for a graduate to showcase all the program outcomes. Because they are not my program outcomes, they are outcomes of the engineering program, they are outcomes of the management program, they are outcomes of the MBA program or any program, right? So student must showcase skills in all the verticals. This should be very clear. Is it clear? Shall I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question in this?
Very well explained, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now the last part of my presentation, PO matrix. How we make PO matrix. The PO are supposed to be given by NBA. Here it is clearly mentioned. POs are identified by NBA or your university as per NAC instructions. Similarly, PSOs are given by your all stakeholders or your management or your department, program assessment and quality improvement committee. Then these are to be mapped with PEOs. How they will be mapped? Again, the situation is very similar. You have various performance indicators of POs. Similarly, university NAC suggested that POs should also be distributed among competencies and performance indicators. You need to make some simple statements as performance indicators because PO statements are somehow complex statements. Right? If they are complex statements, then you need to make it simple. If they will be simple, then you will map with this. Okay, so you can map it easily, right? So this is very important. This PO mapping is also very much important. So how this is important? Like this. this is a sample PO mapping. These are the POs which I have written on the right side of my slide, and this is the matrix. Now POs should be mapped with POs. Similarly, PSOs should also be mapped with POs. Okay? Like this, you can take this mapping. This is the PO mapping of Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College of Civil Engineering program. Now their program education objectives was to train the students so that they can work and contribute to the infrastructure development projects being undertaken by government and private or any other sector companies. Second, to train students in such a way that they can pursue higher studies so that they can contribute to the teaching profession, research and development of the civil engineering and other allied fields. Third one, to train students in a manner that they should function effectively in the multicultural and multidisciplinary groups for the sustainable development and growth of civil engineering projects and profession. See, these are not just 3 statements. This is whole program education objectives of civil engineering of Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College. Please understand, the management of Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College has approved these PEOs of civil engineering to map with all the POs. It means it is understood that these PEOs must attain all the program outcomes and all the program specific outcomes. Suppose any of their PEO is not mapped with POs, or it is different than other one, or it is specific to discipline, then PSOs need to be identified and PSOs should be mapped with PEOs. It can be in this profession also. This is the matrix they have given. POs matrix can be different, okay, from the COPO mapping. It can be same also, it can be different also. Here they map with PO. This PO, first PO is mapped with first program education objectives. Now how they will find it? They will find it that their performance indicators, program outcomes, 1 performance indicators mapped with the first PEO. Though these are not descriptors. This is first one means first PEO. 1 and 2 means first and second PEO. First, second, third means first, second and third PEOs. Okay? They will have to showcase their descriptor table also. But here descriptor table is not present. That's why I'm not showing it. So descriptor table you need to maintain. Actually, Dr. Sandeep Grover, I think, had explained you in this manner, PEO and mission mapping. In that, you will find this. You were supposed to find it. So this is just one table, means my POs will be connected with the PEOs, right? If suppose my PEOs are not connected with all the PEOs, then PSO need to be comes into the picture. This should be very clear. Okay? This PEO and PO matrix will be given by the department only, not given by the teacher. Okay? It is given by the Program Assessment and Quality Improvement Committee of the department. Isn't it? So in this fashion we can, in this fashion we can describe our PO mapping. Is it clear to all of you? Next, the last point of my presentation is attainment. So here attainment comes into the picture. Now I am able to describe you how my learning outcomes are important. My learning outcomes were course outcomes, program outcomes and program education objectives. They all are outcomes. Some are high level outcomes and some are low level outcomes. My course outcome was low level outcomes. So here attainment comes into the picture. Like from the assessments, I will be able to find out how much my student is able to achieve or attain that POs. Right? If I'm saying that my project is having 100% attainment to all the program outcomes, now what my student get? Suppose my student is having 60% marks in projects and somehow he is able to explain 60%, then it means my attainment report is 60%. He only attained 60% of the project outcome. Is it clear? Provided they both have direct assessment and indirect assessment, in both cases it attains 60%. That's only. But things are a little bit different. The process is a little bit different. In the same fashion, we will find program outcome attainment report. Program outcome attainment report is how much a student attained in the whole program. First in the whole subject, then in the whole program. And then PEO attainment, how many students will be able to attain these program education objectives. Suppose I have 120 students in my CSE. Now after 4 years, what percentage they should attain or they attained in my program education objectives. Means मैं कितने % engineer बना, मैं कितने % MBA बना. See, in the अगर मैं एक raw terms में बात करूं. Is it clear?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt in it? Now again, one question I'm throwing you. If I am, can I make 12 COs? for my subject? Fourteen COs.
Sir, we cannot make it.
Okay, 3 COs.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. ठीक है, we will मतलब जो अपनी जो range है that will be 4 to 10, right? 4 to 10 होची 4 to 8 in the case of credits of 2 to 4 and 6 to 10 in the case of 5 to 6 credits course. Is it clear? Again, program specific outcome. Can the program specific outcomes will be 6?
Yes,
Program
it can be.
outcome. Okay. And what about 3? 3 program specific outcomes can be there?
No.
3 can be there. 2 to 4. PSOs are 2 to 4.
All
Please
right,
record.
sir.
Okay, PSOs are 2 to 4. This is just an exercise so that it should be clear to all of you. Now course आप लोगों को याद रहेगा कि course हम जो subject पढ़ाते हैं that is only course. As per NAC, आप अपनी terminology में जो मर्जी use करते रहो, but that is specifically course is what subject you are teaching, and you are the course coordinator of your course. Nobody better than you can explain the mappings part. This is for sure. Is it clear? Any questions till now?
Yes,
So thank you. Thank you all. Now session is open to queries. Any queries?
no queries are perfectly explained.
I will share my PPT. I will share my PPT with all the participants, in which the consistency of computer science engineering is also given. Similarly, I am also sharing examination reforms policy. You can download it from here. I will share it with the organization team. They will definitely share my PPT with you, so that you will refer my PPT for it.
Questions are invited from the audience. If there is any query, please ask.
Very good presentation, sir. Very well explained.
Thank you, Manojit sir. Any query?
So is that we have a relationship for another activity or not? So if we
Sorry?
perform, sir, if we perform one activity or any kind of a work during our program, so we have any relationship or we have to make any relationship for next activity or not?
Definitely, it comes under indirect assessment part. Your all the activities, departmental activities, or any activity comes under indirect assessment. They will be fillers for your program outcome attainment. They will be fillers. Suppose you have made an activity to enhance ethics or enhance code of standards, enhance their qualities, then it will definitely help in attaining the POs. See, my program attainment, suppose a student is getting 60% marks in the whole degree. It doesn't mean that he has attained only 60%. Maybe it is possible that it is a good human being and getting placed in a top-notch company with a good repute. It means your attainment is again 100% through indirect activities also. हमारी फील्ड में ऐसा कई बार होता है. We found so many students who are not sincere in studies that time, but they are doing very good due to other activities also. Some students only participated in only activities, but their fundamentals are clear. They will be cope up in future. Somehow कुछ बच्चे बहुत अच्छा करते हैं, but बहुत shy होते हैं. Parents हमारे पास आते हैं, contact करते हैं कि my ward is very shy, so how can he adjust in the industry? So वहाँ ये problem है. वहाँ पर activities help करती हैं. तभी हम कहते हैं ना कि बच्चे को activities में participate कराइए. See, activities अपना role play करती हैं. 20% but इसको weightage दी है NAC ने कि 20% indirect assessment tools can help. Their feedback systems also, their any activity also, any NSS activity, any NCC activity, any activity, any value-added program can help. Anything other than your program curriculum can help in attaining your program outcome. I suppose your question is my answer is clear.
there is a question that if university has not mentioned the COs in curriculum, then what procedure we should adopt to define them?
See, I already explained in my PPT, if university has not given COs in the curriculum, then you need to first consult with your program assessment committee of the department. See, course coordinator, you are the teacher, you are the course coordinator who is better judge for all your subject. You can start suggesting your learning outcomes to your HOD or your program assessment team. Now, your program assessment team will justify or will find out, will evaluate if your course outcomes are effective or not, or after doing that course, your course outcomes can be formulated, or your course outcomes can be achieved or not. Okay, so this is the criteria, this is the discretion of the program assessment committee to approve your course outcomes.
Thank you very much, sir, for the explanation. So any other query? Any other query from the audience?
Fine, thank you all for listening me for so much time.
Thank you so much, sir.
I request if any other question, it is most welcome. Any other question? It is not that much simple. COP attainment process is not that much simple.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box. But can we make unit-wise COs?
You can make it, but somehow curriculum does not permit us to make it. Okay, you can make it, but it should be approved by your program assessment committee.
Okay.
You can make it. Let's suppose you are having 10 units, then you cannot make 10 COs. Okay, because range is defined by the NAAC. You can define only 4 to 8 COs for a 3 or 4 credit course. Okay, suppose you are having 12 units or 15 units, you cannot make 15 COs, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bharat Bhushan, sir.
So, what is the role of stakeholders to defining POs and PSOs?
See, POs and PSOs, stakeholders are very much important because their feedback is very much important. Stakeholders like our students, our alumni, our employer, our society, our parents, they plays a very important role. Their feedback is very much important. Like if my student is getting placed, one of my students is recently placed in Nagaro, and if it is in Nagaro, if there is any feedback from her side, sir, this particular aspect is not mentioned in whole degree, okay, it should be included, then I have to make that much. Or if she says that, sir, I am not that much ability to adjust in that company, their company has some special standards or some special ethics, मतलब you should मतलब आपको पढ़ाने चाहिए या आपको पहले एम्बेड करने चाहिए, तो that feedback is very much important for me कि मेरे स्टूडेंट को इंडस्ट्री में क्या चाहिए, वो इंडस्ट्री में जाके तंग ना हो. तो वहां पर ये जो फीडबैक्स हैं वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं. वहां पर पीईओज और पीएसओज में ये बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प करते हैं बनाने में कि हमारा प्रोग्राम का स्पेसिफिक आउटकम कैसा होना चाहिए, हमारे कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग बच्चा कैसा बनना चाहिए. सी आप 5 साल पहले की बात देखिए, तब इट वाज नॉट सपोज्ड टू कि स्टूडेंट शुड बी कम्युनिकेटिव. ठीक है, स्टूडेंट शुड हैव गुड कम्युनिकेशन. इट वाज नॉट नेसेसरी रिक्वायर्ड because that time coders were asked by the companies in computer science engineering case. So for coders it was not supposed, but right now every company needs techno managers. So managerial courses are equally very important. This is again very important term. So this feedback is given by the employer also. This feedback can be given by the alumni also. This feedback can be given by any other people also. Even the parents can also say that कि सर मेरा स्टूडेंट इंजीनियर तो बन गया बट मुझसे बिल्कुल कटा रहता है, ऐसा ना कल को सोसाइटी से कट जाए, इतना टेक्निकल हो जाए, इथिक्स को ना फॉलो करें. आप कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में हम एक सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाते हैं इथिकल हैकिंग, उसमें स्पेसिफिकली वर्ड मेंशन किया हुआ है इथिकल हैकिंग. हम किसी को हैकर बनना नहीं सिखाते, हम इथिकल हैकर बनना सिखाते हैं कि अपनी लिमिट्स में रहकर हैकिंग सीखो, आप उसको सिक्योर बनाने के लिए काम करो.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question from the audience?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Okay.
So if my question is, if all the POs and PSOs are not achieved by a particular course, then can we show our value-added courses like we are providing Java training or .NET training that makes students industry ready? Can we use those subjects for proving this attainment or not?
of course madam, value added programs comes under content beyond syllabus, right? मैंने पहले ही कहा, जब भी कभी पीओ अटेनमेंट ना हो आपके कोर्स से, तो आप इस तरह के वैल्यू एडेड प्रोग्राम्स ऐड कर सकते हो. लेकिन in case of revised syllabus, that's why university is revising syllabus after 2-3 years, okay, so that value added courses or content beyond syllabus can be embedded, but it needs to be defined. It needs, मतलब फीडबैक ये नहीं कि आप अपनी तरफ से कर लो, आपको कहीं से फीडबैक आनी चाहिए वैल्यू एडेड प्रोग्राम के लिए. आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि मतलब हमने अपनी तरफ से कर लिया, मुझे लगता है, मुझे नहीं लगता, सबको लगता है. If all stakeholders feels that it is required, then it should be incorporated. Got my point? जैसे मैं एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल लेता हूँ, कोटलिन. गूगल का कोटलिन एक लैंग्वेज है जिसको काफी लोग कह रहे हैं कि आप इसको करो, बट अभी जब मार्केट में जाके बात करता हूँ, तो वहां पर गूगल कोटलिन से बेटर टूल्स आ चुके हैं मार्केट में. तो अभी गूगल कोटलिन पे काम ही नहीं हो रहा, तो हम ऐसा कोई वैल्यू एडेड प्रोग्राम ना करें जो कल को आगे को जाकर काम ही ना आए. सी, दिस इज आउटकम बेस्ड एजुकेशन. हमें आज का सिनेरियो नहीं देखना, हमें आगे फ्यूचर का सिनेरियो देखना है.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Ankit sir, I have a question that if we are not able to that much score to achieve the COPO attainment, so can we add or can we consider a same subject practical, उसी सब्जेक्ट के प्रैक्टिकल्स को हम उसको कॉम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं या कैसे?
सर आप उसे वैल्यू एडेड प्रोग्राम बना सकते हो. आप you can conduct workshop, you can conduct expert lecture, you can conduct a value added program of 30 hours to make it convenient for you. ठीक है, so that the importance can be embedded to the student. तब उससे जरूरी नहीं है कि हर प्रोग्राम आउटकम आपका अचीव हो जाएगा. जो पर्टिकुलर आउटकम नहीं हो रहा, अटेन नहीं हो रहा, वहां पर वो हेल्प करेगा. ठीक है, लेकिन आपको दूसरा एक और तरीका भी है कि अगर आपने लेवल्स को सेट कर लो.
राइट.
अभी अगर आपने लेवल्स को सेट कर लो, कई बार ऐसा होता है इन सम सब्जेक्ट्स वी आर नॉट मतलब फाइंडिंग गुड रिजल्ट्स, तो वहां पर हमें लेवल्स को चेंज करना पड़ता है. ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकल सब्जेक्ट्स में जहां इंटरनल ओरिएंटेड सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, वहां पर मार्क्स बहुत अच्छे आते हैं. एक्सटर्नल ओरिएंटेड सम ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर, तो वहां पर भी कोर्स आउटकम्स बहुत, मतलब वही है, आपको कोर्स करिकुलम को ना पूरी तरह से रिवाइज करना है, पूरी तरह से घोल के पी जाना है, बच्चे को भी बुला देना है कि हम पढ़ क्यों रहे हैं. सबसे बड़ी बात पहले ना सिलेबस में लिखी होती है प्रीरिक्विजिट्स. We should tell the students about prerequisites of that subject. Prerequisites are again very, very much important. If prerequisites are not clear, course outcome cannot be attained. Suppose I am teaching programming in C++. If the students don't know about fundamentals of computer, then how he will be able to understand C++? So prerequisites also plays a very important role. Right. In your case also, see, you are giving as assignment. You can give assignments also. Assignments plays a very important role in assessment part. जो प्रैक्टिकल आपके साथ में नहीं है, वो आप एज असाइनमेंट भी दे सकते हो, उसको करा भी सकते हो, वो भी आपको कंपनसेट करेगा पूरा.
ओके सर.
Any other question?
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes.
Good morning, Ankit sir, and thank you for a wonderful lecture. So I have one question, that these COs and POs, they remain on the paper only. What should we do so that our students and stakeholders will get aware of these COs and POs?
Ma'am, same questions was asked by Director Sir yesterday with Dr. Sandeep Grover, and he rightly said that we should publish them. Also, not only publish, okay, we should disseminate to the students on the first day. Like if I am a teacher, I am introducing my subject on the very first day, I should demonstrate all my COs to the students, and not only even the first day. After each topic, this topic is aligned with this particular CO. Okay, then student will be able to understand what is the importance of that CO. Even in their question papers also, NAAC used to identify it. You please mention your COs after each and every question, so that student will be able to understand it, how this question is important for attaining my CO. Right? In that fashion, मतलब like students को पता होना चाहिए, वो COs तो आप बोर्ड्स पे लगा दो, डिस्प्ले बोर्ड्स पे लगा दो बच्चों को. जैसे विजन मिशन होता है, हम जब भी सेशन शुरू होता है हम पढ़ते हैं, जैसे स्कूलों में प्रार्थना कराई जाती है, मॉर्निंग प्रेयर्स कराई जाती हैं. इन द सेम फैशन वी शुड डेमोंस्ट्रेट दीस COs एंड POs इन द ट्रू स्पिरिट. बट इन द ट्रू स्पिरिट एक है कि जस्ट हमने नोटिस लगा के छोड़ दिया, हमारा काम खत्म हो गया. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट शुड बी, हमें बताना पड़ेगा कि हाउ मच कोर्स आउटकम यू शुड अटेन. इसीलिए माइक्रो लेवल एनालिसिस कराते हैं. If we showcase our micro level analysis to student, then student will be able to understand the importance of that particular CO.
Okay, sir. What about in the case of stakeholders? Because I think students are in constant touch with us, being a teacher. So we frequently meet them, and so very oftenly we can make them understand the importance of COs and POs. And what about stakeholders?
Madam, in case of alumni meet, you can demonstrate it. You can talk it in parents teachers meetings also. कि बच्चे को इस सब्जेक्ट में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है एंड ये सब्जेक्ट ये करने के लिए कहता है. कई बार कहता है पेरेंट्स कहते हैं सर मैथमेटिक्स इस बच्चे की कमजोर है.
हाँ जी.
तो कमजोर है तो क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं हम उसे पेरेंट्स को भी समझाना पड़ेगा हमें ये चीज कि व्हाई वी आर डेमोंस्ट्रेटिंग दीस थिंग्स. अदरवाइज हम उससे कह सकते हैं ये कोई बात नहीं, आप इस सब्जेक्ट को छोड़ दो, बाकी सब्जेक्ट की तैयारी करो. नहीं, इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक दिस. हमें इंपॉर्टेंस तो समझानी ही पड़ेगी कि व्हाई दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. हम समझाते हैं ना मैथमेटिकल इज यूज्ड फॉर लॉजिकल रीजनिंग. If a computer science student is not having mathematics, then he is not able to do programming at all. He will not able to build his logic. This is my perception, right? तो हमें बताना पड़ेगा. Like हर teacher compensate करता है. Even same teacher में different teacher, the different teacher which is taking different subjects can also describe the importance of all the COs of different courses. ठीक है. कई बार हम एक सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाते हैं, उस सब्जेक्ट से लिंक बहुत सारे कोर्सेज होते हैं. Suppose I am talking about any C++, I am demonstrating C++. Now I should demonstrate what are the various programming languages that exist in the current scenario or in the future scenario. What are the expectations of the industry? Okay, expectations are again outcome.
Yes.
See, if you see the course outcome statements, they already inculcate the expectations. They are the expectation. We expect a student will be able to, right? They are only expectations. So we need to incorporate expectations. हमें एक्सपेक्टेशंस बतानी पड़ेंगी, बच्चे को समझानी पड़ेंगी कि दिस इज माय एक्सपेक्टेशन एंड यू शुड डेमोंस्ट्रेट अकॉर्डिंग टू दीस एक्सपेक्टेशंस.
Okay sir, thank you so much sir.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Any other query from the audience?
Yes sir. So can we add CO of a particular topic or add as a footer note in every of in each of the slide? If we are using slides, we can add it as a footer also.
You
So
can.
keep on reading this.
It is rather a very good idea to demonstrate the COs so that student will be able to learn it. Why I am teaching this slide, why I am learning this slide, this particular content. It is very much necessary. Even in your demonstration also, it should be incorporated. कि हम क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं, अगर पार्शियल डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन पढ़ा रहे हैं तो क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो कहाँ काम आएगी, ये पता होना चाहिए बच्चे को. कुछ भी हम करा रहे हैं, आप एग्जाम्पल देते हो. एग्जाम्पल्स आर व्हाट? एग्जाम्पल्स आर आउटकम. आप जो भी एग्जाम्पल देते हो, व्हाट एग्जाम्पल यू आर डेमोंस्ट्रेटिंग, दैट इज ओनली एन आउटकम. दैट इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द आउटकम. ठीक है, कि आप ये कर रहे होगे, उसके बाद ये कर रहे होगे, मतलब एक्सपेक्टेशन है हमारी कि आप ऐसा करोगे, आप ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट बनाओगे, राइट? यू शुड बी एबल टू मेक दैट प्रोजेक्ट. दिस इज बेसिकली कोर्स आउटकम. ठीक है, आप उनको सिंपलर भी कर सकते हो, बट विद द कंसेंट ऑफ योर प्रोग्राम असेसमेंट एंड क्वालिटी इंप्रूवमेंट कमेटी. Last question. Any question?
Satnam sir, you have raised hand. Is there any query? Okay, thank you very much sir for this amazing presentation. I hope everyone had a great learning through this session. Thank you sir.
Thank you all for listening me very patiently. Thank you all.
Thank you so much Ankit sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So our next resource person will be joining within 5 minutes.